Hello, my name is Fox and you're watching Den of Fools. Let's jump right in. The Warhammer World Championships took place in Atlanta, USA from the 16th to the 19th of November 2023. The tournament had 8 rounds with 174 players and 1,392 games played. The second place finisher lost a game early on, so they had to play an additional 2 games in the redemption bracket. Then the top 2 played 2 additional games to decide the winner. I believe that is how it went, but if I am wrong, please correct me in the comments. With that said, the USA were the top placed country, with Manny Chima winning the tournament with their Chaos Space Marines. John Lennon and their Ultramarines came second, with Zlak and Rig also running Chaos Space Marines in third. Big congratulations to all these players, and apologies for the poor pronunciation of their names. The winning Chaos Space Marine list brings the max number of Chaos Lords, who have the Captain-esque free stratagem ability. In the fight phase, they can increase the strength, attacks, AP and damage of their melee weapons by 1 once per battle. These 3 lords will be leading the 3 squads of Chosen. They have a standard marine profile with 3 wounds, and they can shoot and charge when they advance or fall back. They bring a whole load of attacks with their accursed weapons, making 4 attacks, hitting on 3s at strength 5, AP 2 and damage 1. The paired weapons get an extra attack and gain twin linked. The squads have some power fists, which make 4 attacks at strength 8, AP 2 and damage 2. They all take the mark of Chaos Undivided, which gives them reroll hits of 1. The list goes heavy on the cultists with 3 Dark Communes and 3 big squads of accursed cultists. The Dark Commune is essentially a command squad for cultists with a collection of mini characters. 2 of the units take the mark of Undivided, while the other takes a mark of Nurgle. The characters all move 6 inch, with toughness 3, a 6+ save and 1 wound. The Demagogue has the same profile but with 4 wounds. While the Demagogue is alive, the unit they are leading have a 5+ invulnerable save, which is very useful for the Dark Commune and the Accursed Cultists, as they all have a 6+ save. Once per game in the command phase, they can give the unit they are leading advance and charge, and +1 to hit and wound when they make an attack. The Mutants move 6, with toughness 4 and 1 wound, and an OC of 2, making them good for objectives. The Torments have the same profile, but with 3 wounds. The squad has a 6+ feel no pain, which leads to some significant durability, with the Commune's 5+ invul as well. To add to this, you can restore either 3 mutants or 1 torment to the unit in each player's command phase. With the durability buffs and constant respawning, they will be reasonably difficult to take down. In melee, the mutants hit with 2 attacks, hitting on 4s at strength 4 and 1 damage. The torments make d6 plus 2 attacks, and also hit on 4 at strength 5, AP 1 and damage 2. When you use the commune's +1 to hit and wound, they should be able to deal a lot of damage to all types of infantry. There are 3 squads of legionaries, with the mark of Slanesh, which gives you crits on a 5+ when you use the sustained hits 1 Dark Pact in melee. Their ability gives them reroll wounds of 1, which goes to full rerolls when your enemy is in range of an objective. With the buffs, you should be able to do a decent amount of damage when fighting for objectives. We then have 3 Rhinos with the mark of Nurgle, which does the same as Slanesh, but in the shooting phase. I would imagine the Chosen and Lords went in the Rhinos, so they could get into combat sooner. We have a single Forge Fiend with the Ectoplasma Cannons and mark of Undivided. They move 8 inches with toughness 10, a 3+ save, 5+ invul and 12 wounds. Each cannon shoots out to 36 inches and makes D3 attacks with blast. They hit on 3s at strength 10, AP 3 and damage 3 for some decent general firepower. Their ability allows you to make the cannons hazardous to give them devastating wounds, which will be very useful against armour. Finally, we have a single squad of allied Nurglings, which are very useful for objectives, as they can infiltrate and are reasonably durable for the point, with 4 wounds each and a 6+ invul. The second place Ultramarine list is very similar to the one we saw in our previous tournament spotlight. We see the Vanguard Spearhead again, which gives your units -1 to hit and the benefit of cover when targeted by a ranged attack outside of 12 inches. We see the near auto-include Apothecary Biologist to lead the big 6-man squad of aggressors. This combo is very popular to get lethal hits on the aggressors, and the Blade-driven Deep enhancement will give the whole unit infiltrators. Calgar himself can also lead the squad, adding an additional 3 models. Calgar has the standard Gravis profile, with a 2+ save, 6 wounds and a 4+ invul. He allows the unit he is leading to shoot and charge when it advanced or fell back, he generates a CP in your command phase, and he has a 4+ feel no pain while his honor guards are alive. He brings some powerful melee with the Gauntlets of Ultramar making 6 attacks, hitting on 2s at strength 8, AP 3 and damage 3. He makes a further 2 attacks at range at strength 4, AP 1 and damage 2. His 2 honor guards have the same profile with toughness 4 and 3 wounds. They make 5 attacks each in melee, hitting on 2s at strength 5, AP 2 and damage 2. The aggressors and characters should pack a big punch in melee, with good shooting as well thanks to the lethal hits. The enhancement will allow the unit to start in the midboard, giving the opponent a big threat to worry about right at the start of the game. We then see another Ultramarines character, Uriel Ventris. He has the standard Marine profile with 5 wounds and a 4+ invul. Invictus is essentially a master-crafted bolt rifle, which may pick off the odd Marine. He does more damage in melee with the Sword of Idius, which makes 6 attacks, hitting on 2s at strength 6, AP 2 and damage 2. As the captain of the 4th company, he has the free stratagem ability, and he can give a unit deep strike when you declare battle formations. This is a rather useful ability, with the Centurion Devastators with the las cannons being a good target to make up for their slow mobility. As he can only lead the company of heroes, I would imagine that is what he did. All of the models have the standard Marine profile with 4 wounds. The Ancient gives the units an additional OC1, and when a character is leading the unit, they get -1 to wound. The company champion makes 6 attacks with precision, hitting on 2s at strength 5, AP 2 and damage 2. The veterans add some 3 damage heavy bolt of fire, and some 2 damage shot from the mastercrafted bolt rifle. The unit can chip in some decent damage, especially in melee, with the champion and Ventris. We have 2 squads of Eradicators for the anti-tank punch. Their melters have the standard profile, with their total obliteration rule making theirs especially potent, as they can re-roll the hit, wound and damage roll. We then have 3 squads of Inceptors, which can deep strike just outside of 3 inches of enemy models. The big squads can then open up with the Plasmas, making 2 shots each at 18 inches, hitting on 3s at strength 8, AP 3 and damage 3 on the hazardous profile. I would imagine the smaller squads with the bolters was used primarily for objectives. We have 3 squads of Scouts, which make great use of the stratagem Guerrilla Tactics, which allows you to place 2 Scout or Phobos units, or a single normal unit in strategic reserves at the end of your opponent's fight phase. This is very useful additional mobility, which is also very useful on the Centurions. Speaking of mobility, the allied Calidus Assassin can also go off the board at the end of the turn, and return in the reinforcement step of your next turn, outside 9 inches of enemy models. You can also make 1 battle tactic stratagem for your opponents, 1 additional CP for the rest of the game when they first use it. The 3rd place Chaos Space Marine list takes many of the same choices as the winning one. We see the same Chaos Laws to lead Chosen, although this list takes 1 big squad of 10 and 2 small squads of 5. We have a Dark Commune with the Accursed Cultist, with a normal Cultist squad and 2 Rhinos. Again we have Forge Fiends, with this list taking 2 squads of Obliterators, with 1 taking the mark of Nurgle and the other undivided. Their flesh metal guns have 3 profiles to deal, with a range of threats. They all shoot to 24 inches, and hit on 3s with the anti-tank profile, making D3 attacks at strength 12, AP 3 and damage 4 with Melter 2. The anti-elite infantry profile makes D6 attacks with Blast, at strength 8, AP 2 and damage 2. Finally, for the anti-light infantry profile, they make D6 plus 3 attacks with sustain hits 1, at strength 5, AP 1 and damage 1. Once per battle they can make their weapons indirect, which is very useful when it comes up. They are also reasonably hard to take down, at toughness 7, a 2+ save with a 5+ invul and 5 wounds. They do only move 4 inches, so are quite slow, but they have deep strike to get where they need to be. Finally we have some demon allies, with Celeste and the Blue Scribes. These lists show off the most competitive units in Chaos Space Marines at the moment, with the Chaos Lords leading Chosen, and Dark Communes leading Accursed Cultists being very popular indeed. Unsurprisingly, the Space Marines are the most played faction with 19.54%. There was a lot more Eldari than we usually see, with 17.82% of players taking them. This really shows how strong they are, as the top players from across the world play them rather often. Chaos Space Marines are in 3rd, with 11.49%, with these 3 factions making up almost 50% of all the players. It takes our resident stats guru and Ultramarine fanboy Fearless Fox many hours to collect all the data. It would be great if you could show your appreciation by liking and sharing the video. It really helps us with the God algorithm of YouTube. We have grouped the win rates by colour, with the key at the bottom of the screen. The 4 Death Guard players top the win rate with 59.4%. They are followed by the tournament 1st and 3rd place finisher, Chaos Space Marines on 56.8%. The Eldari are the first faction in the Goldilocks zone, with a win rate of 54.8%. The World Eaters are close behind on a 54.7% win rate. The Necrons get a win rate of 53.1%, with Votan, Orcs and Imperial Knights all on a 50% win rate. The tournament runner-up, Space Marines, top the Yellow Group with a win rate of 47.8%. The Tower of the last faction with more than 10 players, they get a win rate of 45.9%. All of the Chaos Warbands are unknown, with the Templars leading the way for the Loyalists on 57.5%. They also got the 6th place finish at the tournament. The Blood Angels got a win rate of 52.5%, with the Space Wolves on 46.9%. The Dark Angels and Death Watcher in red getting a win rate of 35.7% and 25% respectively. The unknown category includes the second place Ultramarine list, as it was recorded as Space Marines when we collected the data for our weekly stats show. If you enjoyed our content, please subscribe, check out one of the videos on screen, and consider using our affiliate links in the description. Thank you for watching.